season of Boston Blue returns, part of CBS Premiere Week.
We need a Silicon Valley law firm representing the exploited.
Boo.
Those early showers and thunderstorms have ended. Now we're going to be left with a pretty quiet Saturday ahead of us tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, but more rain's on the way, though. Those details next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll hear more from Visit Escanaba on how the summer tourism season has been going as downtown businesses continue to deal with ongoing construction. Plus, Marquette County Habitat for Humanity holds a day of appreciation for their volunteers. And we'll go over just how many voters took part in this past primary. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Well, those showers and thunderstorms this evening definitely were a bit of a racket in some parts of the UP, but now we're quieting on down. Temperatures for the rest of tonight into the mid to upper 50s, closer to 60 across the Lake Superior shoreline. Tomorrow's really going to be the pick day of the whole weekend. We're talking about a pretty nice day here with a good supply of sunshine. Temperatures still seasonal into the mid 70s here across much of the Upper Peninsula, maybe getting close to 80. But we do have a little bit more rain on the way for the second half of the weekend. We'll talk about that and more in just a few minutes.
Dakota, thank you very much. It's been an unusual summer for Escanaba with extensive construction projects, hazardous weather conditions, and other challenges. Our Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons tells us how those factors have impacted tourism and why the area is expecting a large influx of visitors later this month.
We have seen sustained growth in the tourism economy over the past decade or so.
According to the CEO of Visit Escanaba, early indicators are signaling another year of growth.
Which is great considering there have been some headwinds with tourism with high gas prices and some of the wildfire smoke that we had, which was during some of the premium days this summer.
Another obstacle has been the massive reconstruction project happening on Ludington Street. Still, people are coming.
The construction has impacted tourism from the standpoint that folks haven't been able to enjoy the downtown, but it's great to see that development happening, and we're really excited next year to welcome folks to the new downtown.
Much of that traffic is thanks to regular visits from cruise lines.
There's been more cruise ships this year, and we've seen that trend going up annually, so more and more people are coming to Delta County and finding it during their summer travel plans.
The area's biggest draw is an event that's just over a week away. Last year, the UP State Fair grew in attendance by 0.5%, and the revenue generated by the rides on the Midway broke records.
The UP State Fair is more than just one of the biggest events in the Upper Peninsula every year. It's a homecoming for so many people, probably over 100,000 people again this year. One of the great parts is seeing all the staff and hundreds of volunteers. It would not be possible without that passion of the local folks.
Despite some less than ideal conditions this summer, Visit Escanaba says the UP's natural resources and welcoming atmosphere are always sure to attract visitors.
For Delta County especially, we have so much freshwater shoreline. That's what really brings folks back here every year. A chance to experience nature. They also are touring to connect with each other, family members and friends. The greatest draw to the Upper Peninsula is folks that want to tour the UP and enjoy it for what it is.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
Marquette County Habitat for Humanity took a moment this afternoon to say thank you. The organization hosted its Volunteer Appreciation Day at the Negaunee Township Pavilion, treating dozens of past and present volunteers to a barbecue lunch, yard games, and an afternoon of community. Habitat has been serving local families since 1992, building affordable homes and completing critical repairs across the country, work that relies heavily on volunteer support year-round.
We really couldn't do what we do without the support of our volunteer community, and so it was really important to us to plan something this year to just bring people together, provide some fun, games, food, and community.
Those interested in volunteering with Marquette County Habitat for Humanity can do so by visiting our website. Michigan just saw its biggest midterm primary turnout in years. Voting rights advocates say how people cast those ballots tells its own story. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy breaks down the numbers behind the record.
Tuesday's primary drew more voters to the polls, the mailbox, and early voting sites than any midterm primary in recent memory. In the UP, turnout kept pace with the rest of the state. Just over 30% of registered voters casting a ballot peninsula-wide.
When they have access, when they have options to be able to cast their ballot, they're going to come out and vote.
Nearly 2.4 million ballots were cast statewide. More than 1.3 million of those came by mail, already outpacing 2022's total before polls even opened on Tuesday.
This primary showed and continues to show that Michigan elections are safe and secure and they work well. And we want to just keep them that way for the future.
More than 2,800 Michiganders also registered and voted the same day at their local clerk's office. Voting rights groups say that access mattered, but it wasn't perfect for everyone.
Voters ended up getting turned around or were confused about where to go. And that actually ended up meaning that some voters just chose not to participate because it was too difficult to figure out even where to vote.
There were some location miscommunications leading up to Election Day, alongside voter file issues that set poll workers back momentarily. Voters Not Politicians says it's already recruiting poll workers and nonpartisan poll challengers for November.
Even when problems arose, we were able to fix them, which is exactly how we expect our elections to be run. So kudos to all 1,600 of our local clerks.
County canvassers have until August 18th to certify results, with the State Board of Canvassers finalizing everything by August 24th. The November general election is now less than 3 months away. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Tonight, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche appears likely to squeak by his Senate confirmation. Blanche, the veteran of the president's personal legal battles, faced a bruising nomination process for Attorney General, including headwind from 2 Republican senators. But today he got a key Senate endorsement from a critic of the president. Here's Ed O'Keefe.
Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy could have blocked Todd Blanche from serving as the next Attorney General. The senator made his concerns well known, publicly criticizing the Justice Department under Blanche's leadership for prosecuting President Trump's political enemies.
Over the last several days,
but today, he reluctantly got on board.
Mr. Blanche is not perfect, and he will tell you this. But the choice is not between perfection and Mr. Blanche.
GOP Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski had already said they'd vote against Blanche amid concerns with the politicization of the Justice Department. And with Kentucky's Mitch McConnell absent due to prolonged medical issues, Cassidy was the last remaining holdout. He was also the key vote to confirming Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Secretary of Health and Human Services, despite misgivings about him, too. Cassidy then lost his primary in May as the president backed the senator's challenger, payback for his vote to convict Trump of impeachment after the January 6th insurrection.
You think that I'm going to support somebody that voted to impeach me?
Ever since losing, Cassidy's faced mounting pressure from all sides to stand with or against the president, pressure that appeared to catch up to him today.
I'll be criticized for this vote. What's new?
Cassidy paused to gather his emotions.
But the people of Louisiana can be assured that I worked hard to understand the issue and to make the right decision.
Meanwhile, the president is again trying to fire Federal Reserve member Lisa Cook, despite the U.S. Supreme Court saying he can't do so without cause. A White House letter sent this week said it's still considering firing Cook and gives her 3 weeks to respond to so far unfounded allegations of mortgage fraud.
A surprising setback for the U.S. job market. Employers cut jobs in July, while hiring in the previous 2 months were far weaker than first reported. Evan Moon has what's behind the slowdown and what it could mean for interest rates.
The economy unexpectedly lost 23,000 jobs in July, a sharp miss from expectations and a sign the once resilient labor market may be losing steam. Previous job gains for May and June were also revised sharply lower, cut by more than half in both months. ZipRecruiter labor economist Nicole Bichot.
What that points to is a labor market that is really walking on eggshells as we see price volatility, fluctuations in inflation, a lot of expectations about what's going to happen with rates. That's leading to some hesitation from employers, and it's also leading a lot of workers to exit the labor force entirely.
The unemployment rate ticked down to 4.1%, but not necessarily for a good reason. The decline was driven by fewer people participating in the labor force, which fell to its lowest level in more than 5 years. At the White House, National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett defended the numbers.
First of all, the momentum in the economy continues to be strong. People aren't being laid off. Initial claims for unemployment insurance are about the lowest they've had since World War II.
Some of the biggest losses came in retail as consumers continue to pull back on spending amid higher prices.
Not going out to eat as often or not going on that summer road trip, that's really hitting that leisure and hospitality sector.
The White House says there could be another explanation.
At the end of the World Cup meant that a lot of hospitality workers were then laid off after the World Cup ended.
Notably, local government education, which includes public school teachers and administrators, also shed jobs in July, just as we head into the back-to-school season. This data may complicate things for the Federal Reserve. A weak jobs picture does not support an interest rate hike in September, but Fed officials will get more employment and inflation data before that next meeting.
Dakota Hunter has your first warning weather forecast when we come back, and Ore to Shore returns to Marquette tomorrow. We'll have a preview after this.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture. Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Get this pre-hung exterior door valued at $299.99 after 11% rebate.
We started back in 1913. Grandfather would go from door to door on a cart selling dry goods. It's great seeing people actually come in saying, you know, my grandfather waited on you. We offer a wide selection of La-Z-Boy recliners, Smith Brothers Amish furniture. We also offer a wide selection of appliances, all with free delivery, and we'll set it up where you'd like. Being able to help the customer and satisfy what they're looking for in their house, making it the place that they want to be, has been one of the most rewarding things.
Monday on Kelly. It's Nick Offerman. Give it up, y'all. Congrats on the show. You're a pro wrestler in it.
So I trained for a few weeks to be a wrestler. I am so crazy about professional wrestlers.
Plus Tony winner Aaron Tveit and country star Elizabeth Nichols. Is this about a dude or did you just make this up? Oh no, I make nothing up.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, Monday at 5 on WZMQ CBS.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. Now from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with Dakota Hunter.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's high 84 degrees here into Marquette, another warm and muggy one. And of course, that humidity helped to fuel those showers and thunderstorms we had earlier. But we're done with that. All that activity's done and over with for the rest of tonight. So if you're doing any fishing tomorrow, your major times 8:23 to 10:23 in the morning, then 8:54 to 10:54 into the evening. The moon 32%, and really no chance of rain tomorrow. Probably going to be one of the better days we've seen in a few days here. Will be a little breezy though. Winds out of the northwest about 10 to 20 miles per hour. But all in all, this is going to be the best day over the whole weekend. It's going to be Saturday because our rain chances decrease. It still will be a bit humid though, but if you're a fan of the summer muggies, you'll like it. If you're not, then Yeah, we're all going to sweat together. But the good news is we'll see some reduction in that humidity as we head towards later week. In fact, here's the muggy meter for you. So as we head towards Sunday, we go right up into the humid category. It is going to be pretty sticky on Sunday, and that's going to help fuel our next round of showers. Could even see a couple of embedded thunderstorms, but the convection kind of murky at this point, but we'll call it mostly shower activity. But you see, as a cold front crosses, that brings our muggy meter back down into the more comfortable category as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll be able to breathe again, and it won't be quite as muggy. But don't forget that UV index still running high at about a 6 to a 7 for the next several days here. So you know the deal. Have the sunscreen, reapply it often. Don't just put it on once and think you're done. No, you got to reapply it often, especially if you're heading to the beaches. So keep that in mind. And sunglasses, obviously. Or if you happen to have those lenses that automatically shift in your eyeglasses. Those are cool. I want some of those. All right, here's how it looks on First Warning Weather Futurecast. There's our Saturday. Quiet as a mouse. Clouds clear out, lots of sunshine. Really nice day across the UP, so enjoy it. A little breezy though, but as we head towards Sunday, here comes our next rain chance in time for the morning. Few scattered showers. So for Sunday services, Sunday breakfast, maybe I have to work on Sunday morning. Yeah, pack the rain gear. You're going to need it. It should be mostly a morning issue. Then it clears out for the afternoon and evening. Now, in terms of additional rain, we'll probably pick up an additional 0.2 to maybe 0.4 of an inch of rain through Sunday. Some totals, overall totals from the weekend, from today and then into Sunday, may approach 1 inch. So if you have those rain gauges, keep an eye on that. And there you see the winds picking on up through the day tomorrow. So it will be a bit breezy. How about the next 7? Here it is. So temperatures into the 70s, still muggy through early week next week. Then we're a little cooler and a lot less humid as we head towards Friday.
Dakota, thank you again. This year, beef prices have been reaching record highs, stemming from a historically low cattle inventory in the western part of the country. But how are local farms seeing these effects in the Upper Peninsula? This week on Community Price Check, WZMQ's Andrew Hands visited Log Cabin Livestock in Chatham to hear more.
We've had the farm for almost 50 years now, 49 years. And the cow numbers can't change fast.
With plenty of experience in the area, Ben and Denise Bartlett are no strangers to a fluctuating cattle drought. Since 2019, a continued decrease in cattle or heads across the country has continued to bring beef prices up. On average, these max fluctuations span across about 10 years as farms undergo the raising cycle for their animals.
From when a calf is born, it's 2 years before they have their first calf, and then another 18 months to 2 years before that calf actually goes to market. So we're looking at a 3 or 4 year turnaround. Just now we're maybe plateauing, but that's not increasing.
Log Cabin Livestock sells its cattle to separate processing companies to complete a farm-to-plate cycle. As farms work alongside this industry, upticks in recent labor costs have provided no leverage to shift these prices alone.
If you look at the price of beef, that's the price of cattle plus all the processing charges. A lot of that is labor and fuel. Well, fuel's not going down, and a lot of our labor in processing facilities has been immigrants. And if we have less immigrants, we're going to have to pay more. So I don't see anything really bringing down the price of beef from the processing standpoint.
Over time, costs are expected to fall, but it all comes down to herd growth and heavily relying on veteran farms.
It works for people that have been in business and have got a farm paid for or a fair amount of land right now. I think we're looking at kind of stability with cattle prices and then gradually maybe coming down over the next 3 to 5 years.
Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News, Chatham.
Mountain bikers are getting ready to hit the trails tomorrow for the 27th annual Ore to Shore Mountain Bike Epic. Riders gathered this afternoon to pick up their race materials and prepare for a full day of racing, with events ranging from a 50-yard kids race to the 48-mile hard rock. Drivers should plan for some road closures and delays along the route. Traffic controls will be in place throughout Ishpeming, Negaunee, and along roads toward Marquette.
My favorite place to watch the weekend go off is at the 48-mile start in downtown Negaunee. It's just a picturesque area, and then to have it just filled with a bunch of bikes, and then when they set off that shooting gun, the hum of the tires is a ton of fun.
And of course, the race will begin tomorrow morning. Mike Ludlam has your look at sports. When we come back, the Brewers face a tough task against the Twins in tonight's high-scoring matchup. Those highlights after this.
It's game day in the UP. When the cans are empty and the boxes stack up, don't trash it, recycle it. Recycle 906 accepts cans, cardboard, plastics, and more from across the Upper Peninsula. Game on, recycle on.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
Pucko's Party Store is where the party starts. They're your party store and more in Calumet. Great deals on all your favorite drinks and snacks. Keep warm and in style with exclusive Keweenaw alpaca gear and Pucko's wear. Craft beers and top shelf drinks for whatever your taste. Many lucky winners have won big bucks at Pucko's. Don't forget your ORV, hunting and fishing license, and the best bait.
Save your bucks at Bucko's!
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Charlie Ray!
You just renewed your wedding vows?
If you are going to take the rocky steps, you got to give them something to look at.
And NBA player Kyle Kuzma. So earrings giving me all the energy I need to blinging.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Monday at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by the Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6. The UP State Fair returns to Escanaba August 17th through the 23rd, and it's bigger, better, and more exciting than ever. From thrilling rides to mouthwatering food to championship livestock shows and toe-tapping grandstand entertainment, there's something for everyone at Michigan's only State Fair. Don't miss a moment. August 17th through 23rd at the UP State Fairgrounds in Escanaba. Visit upstatefair.net for schedules, tickets, and more. WZMQ TV19 is proud to be a reserved champion sponsor of the UP State Fair.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Pure Outdoor.
Good evening, everyone. 2 days are in the books at the Upper Peninsula Golf Association Championship. Today's course action took place at the Heritage course of the Marquette Golf Club. Yesterday was at Gray Walls. And we will pick it up with one of the groups on the 18th green. That's Ontonoggin's Aiden Samero finishing up his second round. Marquette's Ben Specker is up next. A little short on the initial try, and it was that last 2-3 inches. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Next is Cooper Pigeon representing the George Young course in Iron County. Just a tad short there. Yeah, we're all doing that head bob, aren't we? And then Marquette's Mason Nygaard rounding out the group on the 18th hole. And that was that one. So let's go to the scoreboard. Complicated today. Your leader is Scott Prunick of Marquette with a 6-under par score of 136. Chris J. Black, also of the Marquette Golf Club, is second at 5-under. Easton Aho of the Marquette Golf Club and Mark Clements of Wanawin are tied for third. Both are at 2-under 140, and both of them shot 73 and 67 for the first couple of days. Mario Pisani is in 5th place at 1-under par. He had a 73 and a 68 to get to 141. Now the 8 flights will have 12 players and 1 flight will have 11 players after 1 player dropped out. Again, Heritage on Saturday and Gray Walls on Sunday. So here's how the championship flight looks. And it will have Scott Prunick, Chris J. Black, Easton Aho, and Mark Clements. Then Mario Pisani, Chad Terschel of Pine Grove, Ryan Pepin of Pine Grove, and Brian Mercier of Oakcrest, along with Sevi Swanson of Marquette, Cody Langton of Marquette, and Bowden Moore of Marquette. Definitely the younger group here for the most part. Nathan Lassanen of Portage Lake rounds out the 12 players in the championship flight. It was an okay week for Kearney natal golfer Hunter Eichhorn on the Korn Ferry Tour, but it wasn't good enough. Eichhorn shot an even par 142 in the 2 rounds at the Pinnacle Bank Championship presented by Woodhouse in Omaha, Nebraska. He missed the cut by 2 strokes. Going into this week, Eichhorn was 6th on the Korn Ferry points list. The top 20 will receive PGA cards for next season. Hopefully Eichhorn will stay in the top 10 as they head to Idaho for the next stop. As Baseball Hall of Famer Yogi Berra said many, many years ago, it's deja vu all over again. The Little League International Tournament Committee, with help from the Central Region Office, has verified that a player on the Elmhurst River Falls, Illinois 13 to 14-year-old junior team was ineligible to play as outlined in the 3 categories. Those categories were the Little League official regulations, playing rules, and operating policies. This means Elmhurst River Falls forfeited its last game played in the Central Tournament, which was a win over Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. Whitefish Bay will now represent the Central Region in the Junior League Baseball World Series. The decision of Little League International Tournament Committee is final and binding, so no arguments now. Negaunee coach Joe Hermes told RRNsports.com the following. If we can take a look at that graphic on that, it says from how many different schools that Illinois League is already pulling from how many different schools and how many different players to choose from. We pulled 29 kids right here in Negaunee for a kid not to play in a regular season game and walk into the All-Stars, and the coaches say they had no idea is an absolute joke. Yeah, I kind of would tend to agree with that. Negaunee finished third in the 10-team regional with a 2-2 record, losing to Elmhurst River Falls and Whitefish Bay in the double elimination tournament. A similar situation happened to the Kingsford Greens in the American Legion State Tournament in Midland when North Branch was excused thanks to using too large of a net to choose their players. Well, let's go to Major League Baseball. Hopefully we don't have any roster problems here. It is Minnesota and Milwaukee, and a good start for the Brewers is Jackson Chourio put one 423 over the fence, number 16, and a 1-0 lead for the home team. Milwaukee made it 4-0, and then in the top of the third, the Twins decided to wake up. This is Josh Bell, to left center and gone, 406 feet, his 15th of the season, and the Brewers' lead was cut in half at 4-2. We move to the next inning, and that's Kellen Culpepper. Welcome to the Bigs, kid. His first Major League home run for 390 feet, and the Brewers take the advantage here by the count of 4-3. The scoring went back several more times. In the 8th inning, Josh Bell singled to left field, and Royce Lewis scored, and Minnesota came out on top by the score of 8-6. No fear for the Brewers, though. They still have the best record in the majors at 72-44. Well, I had trouble coming up with another baseball game that looked interesting, so we got up with the Cubs and the Royals. It's hard to get started too late against San Francisco. The Royals are on the board first with a double from Collins, and that's going to bring home Jensen. And the Royals will have a 1-0 lead. Then the Cubs would get on the board in the top of the second. I think we all know this guy, Pete Crow Armstrong. And, well, he didn't hit it hard. He didn't hit it far. But 1 run will score, and Ramirez is going to hustle around 2. And the Cubs have the advantage by the count of 2-1. Next, it is Mr. Suzuki with a base hit, and that's going to get a couple more runners across the plate, and the Cubs will have a 4-1 advantage. Then Carter Jensen will get the Royals back into it as he's going to bounce this one away. And it's a solo shot in the 5th, and the Cubs margin shrinks to 4-2. But alas, things would get better for the Cubs once again, as Pedro Ramirez will hit a home run, and Chicago ends up going to win this one by the count of 6-4. The Tigers have a little trouble right now with San Francisco. The Giants have a 4-2 lead early in that game. And we will be right back.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming. It's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. as I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL, and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Call now or order online. Buy 1 bottle of Omega XL and get a second free. Plus, get a free bottle of Vitamin XL D3. 2 free bottles for the price of 1 bottle of Omega XL. A total value of $115. You pay only $49.95 and it ships free. Plus, you get a money-back guarantee. Buy 1, get 2 free. Act now.
Mamma mia, it's Sophia on MeTV. A woman with charisma, with wit like a fine-tuned machine.
My whole life is an open book. Your whole life is an open blouse.
See her on The Golden Girls.
Weeknights on MeTV 19.1.
I'm Sophia Murphy at the Capitol in Lansing, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
Temperatures tomorrow, still pretty seasonal, into the mid-70s, make it a couple of 80s down across the southern half of the UP, but still nice and dry. This is your pick day over the whole weekend, so enjoy it because rain chances are going to be on the increase as we head towards Sunday as we get our next front to move in here. The front is going to be twofold. It will produce rain showers you see here as we head towards Sunday morning, but the front is also going to clear out the humidity. So if it's been too humid, just hold on until Monday. It'll get a lot more comfortable as we head throughout the week. So there's your pick day. That's what Wool and the weather department call our pick day. So 76 tomorrow, 74 on Sunday. The rain is mostly in the morning. So like we talked about, morning services, morning breakfast. If you have to work on Sunday morning, carry the rain gear, you'll need it, but we're good for the afternoon. And then beyond that front, it turns a little cooler and then a lot less humid as we head towards next weekend.
Dakota, thanks again. And Mike, I think you should finish us off, sir.
I think we should too. Detroit Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs talked about his new contract, a 3-year extension worth $67.5 million.
Yeah, for sure. This process was extremely stressful because I just wanted to play ball. Yeah, I miss being out there with my teammates and the coaches, and it's just fun being out there now.
Just talk about Bijan and going through that with him, and just kind of your rivalry going forward. Did that push you a little bit as well?
It's been the same thing since high school. We're both rated really high, and then going on to college, it was just me and him, and then now just the new age of backs. That's the highlight is me and him. That's definitely going to drive us, and thankfully we got a game in Atlanta, so I'll be back at the crib, and we'll see how that happens.
And the Lions have the weekend off, and they will return to practice on Monday. So good weekend for them, hopefully. Hope you have a good weekend, too.
You too, Mike. And you at home. We'll see you on Monday.
The bladder control aisle. You won't shop here again. Your private business is your own. The constant struggle is over. Now there's a better way. It's HDIS. We home deliver bladder control products. We understand how you feel. For over 25 years, we've home delivered to many of the 20 million Americans who deal with incontinence. We offer all brands. We pay